Thank you very much. Good afternoon, everyone. Today, I'm pleased to present our research on the cultural and institutional barriers affecting inclusive education in Morocco. We look specifically at case study from the south of Morocco, the region called Zagora, to understand how teachers experience this transition on the ground and what obstacles stand in the way of achieving true classroom inclusion. About context, there is the international context and national context, of course. To give you some background, Morocco has made strong international commitment to education. The country aligned itself with the United Nations Sustainable Development to guarantee quality education for all by 2030. Nationally, this was codified through the framework law number 5117, which legally mandates the enrollment of students with disability into mainstream classrooms in public schools. However, despite these excellent policies and the launch of the National Inclusive Education Program in 2018, a major gap has emerged between policy intentions and the actual reality in schools, public schools, of course. Which led us to the problem of our research. This situation or this context brings us to our research problem. The core issue is that students were integrated into mainstream public schools without necessary systemic support. Infrastructure was not adopted, and teachers were not given the training or resources to act as agents of change. This study therefore asks, what are the specific cultural, institutional, or technical barriers that prevent teachers from implementing effective inclusion pedagogy or inclusive teaching practices in their day-to-day classrooms? Our methodology is, in order to answer this question, this research question, we conducted a qualitative study using focus group in three schools, different schools in different areas, with 24 teachers located in the south of Morocco. We intentionally selected three schools, big schools, because that had the highest enrollment of students with disabilities. In fact, in some classrooms, these students made up a third of the total class size. Crucially, 100% of the teachers we interviewed had zero prior training in inclusive or adapted pedagogy, either in their initial training or after that, making their insight highly representative of an unsupported workforce. After that, we got three results. First, concern teacher perceptions and motivation. Our first set of results looks at how teachers perceive disability. We found an acceptance of facade. Teachers welcome the students primarily because there is a severe shortage of specialized school and teachers in their rural region. That's what they think. Viewing the situation as a temporary mandate, they cannot refuse. They think that maybe one day the state will name a specialized teacher and they will not have these students anymore in their classroom. That's what they think. Furthermore, their understanding of disability is deeply rooted in medical and charitable framework because they see disability through a lens of charity and pity rather than rights. They struggle to recognize the actual learning potential of their students. The result number two concerned classroom realities. When we look at the daily classroom realities, the lack of training combined with intense pressure to finish the official curriculum, because teachers, they only care about finishing the curriculum at the right time. This creates a difficult dynamic. Teachers admit that they end up focusing on non-disabled students. Students with severe or mental disabilities are often kept quiet with coloring or drawing tasks just to prevent classroom disruption. At the end of the year, to avoid having the same students again, to avoid giving them failing marks, teachers automatically promote them to the next grade, even if they are not really, if they don't really learn. This creates a cycle of low expectations and a drastic drop in actual learning quality. The third result about social skills and family dynamics. On a positive note, teachers successfully leverage local religious and cultural values to teach empathy, helping students accept differences and reducing social stigma. That was the positive part of it. However, institutional school-family partnership are weak. Instead of building a collaborative relationship with parents, school staff rely on one-way information sharing. Parents are treated as recipients of a report rather than active partners in their child's educational plan. So there is no real interaction between school and the parents or the families. For future recommendation, based on these findings, we propose 3 core recommendations. First, Morocco must move away from generic guidelines and build contextualized teaching program rooted in human rights framework instead of charity or other thing. Second, we need to bridge the gap between theory and practice by connecting universities with and regional school boards with teachers to construct a local classroom solutions. Finally, we must formally involve parents as a vital partners to evaluate and reform inclusive school practices. For our conclusion, we think that physical access to a classroom does not equal inclusion. Placing a child with a disability in a standard desk is only the first step. True inclusion requires a deep cultural shift away from charity-based mindset and systemic dismantle of ableist norm. For the national program to succeed, structural funding and teacher training must be tightly paired with a strong school-family alliance. Thank you very much.
Thank you.